Okay, Coach, now to the returned missionaries. These 5 will be starting during winter semester. So they will join the team in January, starting with Jeremiah Aremy, linebacker, 6 foot, 230 pounds, out of Hurricane, Utah. What can you tell us about Jeremiah?
Jeremiah is a big body, and he's actually can play either linebacker or running back. He can be a big back. He's got that athleticism and tough kid out of Hurricane. You have to say it that way. It's not Hurricane.
Yep.
So out of Hurricane, and just really looking forward to him. I think he's a versatile guy and can play a lot of different positions. For us, we're trying him at linebacker first.
Devin Kafusi, who is the youngest Kafusi. I think that pipeline runs out with him. Defensive lineman, 6'6", 265, Provo, Utah, Tim Few.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like the Kafusis that you saw, that you know of, Corbin and Bronson. I think he's more like Bronson's size, not as tall as Corbin, but very athletic, and he's put on some weight, and actually, I think he got a little taller than what we have listed, but really athletic in play, and he's got long range, and I'm looking forward to see him play because I think he's going to be just as good. He's probably further along than Corbin was at when we first got him, so I think it's going to be easy to work with him right away, and has great genes, you know. So I wish they would have had 20 sons.
It feels like 20 at sometimes,
yeah,
you know.
And he's been home for a couple months, right? He's been around.
Yeah, so he's been able to work out and kind of get transition and gain some weight and you know, get rid of some tan lines and stuff like that.
Does he have the Kafusi brother laugh though?
I don't know what to check. I mean,
Yeah,
I think he's jealous because he's not on a commercial. So BYUtv should get a commercial.
Love the Kafusis so much. All right. Out of Kahuku, Hawaii, 6'3", 230-pound linebacker, Herkley Latu, and Kahuku High School.
Herc's a great player, has a lot of versatility as well. He can play DN. He can get big enough, and he's athletic enough to play tight end. He can really run, and was a highly recruited guy at a high school out of Kahuku. A great leader, and just really looking forward to seeing his athleticism this spring ball. And I'm chomping at the bit because I think this guy can really make a difference on the field for us defensively.
David Louie, defensive lineman, 6'4", 255, from Pittsburgh, California.
Stop it, Jarrin.
David's a guy that I think he could play either inside or out, you know, and we'll see how much weight he can gain in the weight room and everything. And I think he probably will start out with us at the end to begin with, but you know how the trend goes. Our guys gain weight just like their coach does, so probably we'll see if he can play inside. He's a guy that can swing either way, on inside or outside, as far as the D-line goes. But we got great hands, and he's got a lot of aggression. So I think he's been away from football a long time. He's going to be excited to get back.
Kickers are an interesting breed, and I'll let you, you know, figure that out in your own head how you want to.
Most interesting of which is Lee Johnson.
Yes, absolutely. Skyler Southam is a guy that people are really excited about out of Wasatch High School in Heber City, 6 foot, 185 pounds, comes with a huge leg, like heralded guy out of high school. BYU's had one of those before. What do you like about Skyler Southam?
Well, he can punt and he can place kick, and coming on from Mission, I think he's going to be able to do some really good things for us. You know, we obviously lose Johnny, so I don't know if he can keep up with Johnny's Twitter game and things like that. But I think that he's athletic enough that we can possibly run some fakes. We'll see. He's got a strong.
You're mean.
He's got a strong leg, and he was a highly recruited guy. So
yeah.
he had tons of offers out of high school, and I think he might have been one of the top kickers in the country.
One of the top 3, I believe, according to most recruiting websites.
He'll battle for the starting spot.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of guys can do what he does as far as punt and place kick, and so we'll see how it all works out. Everybody's got a chance to start. I mean, nothing's set in stone when it comes to starting positions for us.
It just is more rare for a freshman at maybe another position come in and contribute right away as a starter, right?
Well, hopefully he's been kicking a lot of cans or something on his mission.
I'd hate to be his companion. Like, hey, I'm going to kick this
everything.
60 yards.
Yeah.
Like, it's over here.
What do you want to do on preparation day, Elder? I think we go kick the football around a little bit. Oh, man. All of those guys will join BYU winter 2018. Now for the next 8, they plan on getting their start in the fall of 2018.
Could enroll during the summer.
Yes, exactly. And we'll start with an offensive lineman, Clark Barrington. And we'll talk about Campbell Barrington, his brother, who just signed today. So the brothers Barrington at BYU.
Yeah, and Clark's returning from his mission in June. And so I think they're going to space it out so that Campbell and Clark can see each other for a couple weeks, and then Campbell's off on his mission, and Clark will be here ready to play. And big guy, just a lot like Campbell. His both his parents are athletes. His mom was a great basketball player at Arizona. So, if you look at his body type, it's similar to Campbell. And people should probably just go back and refresh their memories on their highlights when we released them a couple years ago. And I think he's a big find for us, and the fact that he had a little brother was a benefit.
JT Gentry, another offensive lineman, 6'5", 285, Littleton, Colorado, Columbine High School.
Yeah, and great player too. I mean, I think JT can play. He can play all 5 positions. He can play center and guard and tackle. And when you look at 6'5", you think small compared to everything that we've had. So
Seriously, 6'5" is like small now. No, it's not.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, but he can play, and he's played football in the top class in Colorado, and has had a lot of things going for him in high school, and really excited to get him and his versatility within the O-line.
A lot of people are excited about Jarrin Hall. And Jeremy and I pointed out this morning that Stacey Connor and Jarrin Hall, we believe, are the first African-American quarterbacks at BYU, and both of these guys want to play quarterback. So specifically on Jarrin Hall, 6'1", 195, he's bigger than his brother KJ. So he's his bigger little brother, but what do you have envisioned for Jarrin Hall coming back from his mission?
Oh yeah, quarterback, and he's going to be. We talked about Skyler kicking the ball on his P-Day. I know Jarrin's throwing it. So, and he was a big time get for us a couple years ago, and obviously the family with KJ and his dad Kalen, and so I think he's going to be a guy that can step in right away. He gets in a little bit earlier. Earlier in the spring, so I think he'll have a little bit more time to get ready for fall camp, and so really looking forward to him returning. And I think his skill set is unbelievable, and he's a guy that can play baseball if he wants to, but let's not put that in his head right now. But
you just did.
Too.
He's great.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he's great baseball players play better football. Look at Matt Bushman. So
there you go.
Let's just keep it on that one.
Okay,
no, but I love Jarrin. I think he's going to be a huge addition for us, and be able to get some competition going at quarterback spot.
Okay, KJ Hall will be a junior, so potentially in the next 2 years, you could have brother hand off to brother. Like, that would be pretty cool, right?
That would be cool.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew Jensen, defensive back, 6'2", 195, Sandy, Utah, Brighton High School.
Yeah, and Drew he already knew what he wanted to do. I think it was a battle with Utah to get him, and but I think BYU's been a place that he's always loved. And he had some injuries in high school, but early on he had a lot of early offers. Had some great film sophomore year. He could play safety, he could play running back. He's got tons of athleticism, and so I'm excited about him coming back. And you can see he's not a small guy; he's big, and he can handle himself either on offense or defensive side.
All right, a couple of defensive linemen up next: Atunaisa Mahe and Darius McFarland. We'll start with Mahe. What do you like about what he brings to the defensive line?
Nice has got a lot. I mean, he's 6'1" all around, so he can handle himself in the line of scrimmage. He's a big block and great hands, and he's athletic for his size. I mean, that's not as big as we have with our other D linemen, but he brings a lot of aggression and a lot of violence to the line of scrimmage. So he'll be really a good fit for Coach Tuyaki.
My favorite name in the entire day is Darius McFarland, defensive lineman, 6'3", 250 from Brigham City, Utah.
Yeah, sounds like he should be a cross-country runner or something like that.
Darius Rucker Booger McFarland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but Darius is a guy that's played running back in high school. He did a lot of different things. Played tight end. He could play D-line, and he's just a big body. He's serving a mission right now, but when he gets back, I think we'll be able to work with him and see where he fills out and where he's going to be. I think D-end's probably where we'll start him first, and we have a lot of great players that came out of Box Elder. So we'll keep working with him.
You mentioned that Drew Jensen was highly sought after by the University of Utah. Also was Max Tooley, a defensive back from Bountiful High School, 6'2", 195. He kind of fits that safety mold if that's the route you want to go with Max.
Yeah, Max plays a safety position like a linebacker, and so a lot like Kai Nakua, really violent and hopefully not as many targeting hits, but I think he's really smart and yeah, it was a battle for us to get him. Looking forward to him returning home and repping the Y. So he's going to be really good for us as a defensive back.
And last but not least, Hank Tuipilotu, son of Peter, tight end, 6'3", 225 from Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Yeah, and I think he's Peter's son, but he's Mo's son also. Mo is a great basketball player here at BYU, and so a lot of athleticism in the genes, and he's got a lot of. I mean, he's got a little brother that we signed too, so I'm excited for him to come back, and he'll be really good for us at tight end position. Something that we're trying to get more numbers there and trying to get more guys to stay healthy, so we can utilize our tight end position.
So you could have Jarrin Hall hand off to
KJ
Hall, and then you could have Campbell and Clark Barrington blocking on the O-line. Then you could have Hank and Ben Tuipulotu as the tight end. So you just
double
have
tight end
you
set.
just have a bunch of brothers.
Just families everywhere.
Just family,
Yeah.
the BYU football family, yeah.
Well, welcome to the family, to all 13 new recruits, which we will break down with the coordinator, Elisa Tuiaki, and assistant head coach Ed Lamb coming up. Coach Sitake, thanks for the time, man.